Stacy, good to see you, man. Welcome to Popternative.
Thank you, brother. It's good to be here.
I'm really excited to chat with you because it's interesting, right? It's cool this new thing where movies get to kind of play at film festivals before the theatrical release, right? So Leviticus had the opportunity to play at Sundance and some other festivals. You see the buzz starting, right? So I'm
Yeah.
sure there's when it gets into the theatrical release, there is kind of this excitement because it had a good reception from the festivals, but you don't know how it's going to be. But the reception with the theatrical release from Neon has been amazing. What's that been like for you, soaking it all in now that the movie's out in theaters?
Yeah, it's insane, man. Like you said, like we at festivals, there's only a tiny sample size of what the audiences are going to be. So you get a great reaction. It feels great in the moment. But when it comes to release day, that fear of, oh, how's it going to do, just kind of kickstarts all over again. But yeah, to see the reaction has kind of been kind of consistent from festival to theatrical release, and it's been so incredible. I'm so grateful that we get to finally share it. It's kind of yours for so long, you and this tiny group of
And then it's
people.
out of your hands.
Exactly, and it belongs to everyone else. And yeah, that's a special kind of transition, and it's been super, super fun. The reception's been so great.
I want to talk a little bit more about your performance, and I think it's really exciting to kind of chat about in terms of the preparation and what the zone was for you and Joe before doing this. Because in a lot of ways, there's a lot of different, like there are two specific scenes that are very impactful. There's a lot of the intimate romantic scenes that you have with Joe, but then there's the physical, horror components of it, right? With like the monsters and everything. Those are really two different things. Did it sometimes feel like you were working on two different films? Like it's interesting to think
Yeah,
about, right?
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, like, yes, it is. We have those massive, fantastical kind of spectacle horror moments. But we were so focused on making it real, and focusing on like the emotional love story of it all. It did definitely feel like we were shooting two different things at the moment, going from these super tender moments between me and Joe, and then to say a scene like the bathroom where it's just full on, we're shooting just me trying to beat the shit out of him for the whole day. So it was crazy. And then you have scenes where you're mixing them. You've got like the wake where we have that kiss, and then bang, it's just like straight into the thing. So you're right. It did feel strange switching in between them sometimes. But I think we just tried to focus on the emotional aspects as much as we could, even during the horror moments, and kind of just cross our fingers and hope it, it comes together all right.
And it's interesting because, I think before we started this interview, like right before I said, like after I watched this film, I couldn't stop thinking about it, right? In regards to like the characters and what I saw and the certain scenes and that blend, right, of what you said and everything. Um, do you realize that immediately when you're reading the script? Like I can't even imagine getting the scripts for this, right? Like not even going and filming it. Like this is going to be a film that's going to get a lot of people talking, and I'm sure you can see that from just reading the script for Leviticus.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was the very first thing that got me super, super excited, is when I got my hands on the first draft of the script. And yeah, you kind of when something's special. Like yeah, I read the script, and I could feel Adrian's heart, and I could feel his story. And I love working with writer directors because there's a certain type of passion when it's your baby that you can't just really translate anywhere else. And I felt all of that within the words that Adrian had written. So I was just excited to, yeah, get to shooting and see it come together.
Absolutely. Um, it Content has become so global, and one of the things I love, and Pop Turner does this as a media outlet, Stacey, is we love kind of showcasing films from all around the world. Specifically, Australian horror is just having its moment. Causeway Films. Who put together, Talk to Me and Bring Her Back, and Joe was in Talk to Me, and they've made this film as well. Just incredible films, but even other films like Dangerous Animals, The Loved Ones. Like, can you talk about not only like the impact Australian, horror and genre movies are making, but now we are seeing it, especially with the film festivals and global reach on social media. Like, people are finding out about it from all around the world that Australia is having its moment. What's that like for you specifically?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like it's a difficult question. I feel like as an Australian living in Australia, we've kind of known for a long
Yeah, like
time
you
that
knew. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You're just kind of doing your thing, and then everyone else is
yeah,
coming to the party, basically.
exactly. People, but it's really cool that, we're getting wider releases and more people are
Yep.
seeing Australian content because we have such fantastic casting crews and writers and directors and just brilliant creatives. And yeah, we've known for a long time, so it's really cool to for the rest of the world to see that. And yeah, I don't really know I mean, there's not many people there. I don't know how it kind of happens. I guess my best guess is the Australian industry is very small. So we tend to not many big things get funded, which in turn brings a lot more independent projects in. And
Mhm.
I think those are the best things. Like all these films that you guys have seen, The Babadook, Bring Her Back, Talk to Me,
Late night
Leviticus,
with the devil.
Late Night with the Devil. These are all just indie projects from, there's no kind of big studio backing. And I think that's a massive contributing factor to the success of these projects is because they're individual stories.
Absolutely. And to kind of add to that, I'm a filmmaker as well. So my filmmaker had asked you this question right now because they're going to see a lot of scenes in this film and that's you and Joe and it's like the runtime is like 2-3 minutes and then we go to the next scene, right? But I know that there's a chance that that scene might have taken you the whole day or a week to film, even though we see 2-3 minutes. When those big scenes happen, right, Stacy? Do they feel
Yeah.
like their own mini movie, mini project, or do they overall feel part of Leviticus?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like we shot this movie quick, man. We shot this movie in like a month,
Oh,
maybe a tiny bit more. So to be honest, it kind of felt cohesive in that we didn't spend too long on any given scene. Like I'm really trying to think. I don't know if we spent more than a day on a specific
but even
scene.
like it's just funny to think about a day of just filming a 3-minute thing is like
Yeah.
interesting to me. Like when I first got on set, that blew my mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. It's not very efficient, is it? It's
No,
like,
it is. No, but it's
okay.
just like getting all the coverage and getting this proper scenes. Like I get it, but it just
Yeah.
like it's just that's why I did these interviews because it's like people really don't realize that sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. At most, you're getting maybe 5 minutes, but I know even on the project I'm filming on now, when we're
Mhm.
shooting some big action fight sequences, and like we shoot maybe I reckon we shot 20 seconds in like 13 hours of shooting or something like that. All these crazy pieces that have got to come
It's kind of
together to make
crazy to
one.
think about that though.
It's insane. It's insane.
Um, Shark Week is right around the corner. You were in a shark movie called Thrash with Whitney
Yeah.
Peak that's on Netflix right now. I had so much fun. I want to know. My question for you is rather than what's it like being in a shark movie is more like there were times like there's a lot of these movies like effects come in afterwards, right? So when you're in the house with your on-screen siblings, right? Like you have to like put like your imagination to a test, right? Like what like was there actual like there weren't sharks that like what was that like for you?
My goodness, bro. Let me tell you, that was so hard not to piss myself laughing at like, because when, say, the scene where shout out to Lila, who plays Dee, my little sister, is like holding onto the door and the shark swims under it. The shark is a guy in a wetsuit with like a little puppet, and he's like kicking his feet around, like trying to swim forward. It is the funniest sight like ever. So it is super hard when you're trying to act like, oh, I'm about to die, I'm about to be eaten alive, and you've just got this guy swimming at you with a fake shark head on a stick. It's hilarious, man. You really got to put yourself in it.
And I look at that film and I look at Leviticus and the film you're making right now. I mean, like it's all storytelling at the end of the day, right? Like it's different worlds, different characters, but it's all storytelling. Are you able to pull it? How separate are past things compared to something like Leviticus or something like this? Like, do you bring mindsets from one project to another, like preparation wise, character wise, or are they completely separate once you wrap them?
I think there's aspects that I take over and things in terms of my preparation and how I generally approach characters that are the same. I like to keep a diary for most of my characters and write things in character and draw things in character. I suppose I apply that sort of thing to every project, but each character calls for something different. Like this film we're doing is set in the fourth century. Like, what do I know about ancient Catalonia? Like nothing. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So that sort of thing, I have to come out with a lot more research. Whereas something like Leviticus, it's about Aussie boys growing up in Australia in a small town like Geelong, which I spend a lot of time in personally. Like I know that already, so
Mhm.
I kind of get it a bit quicker. So yeah, I guess it depends on how much I connect to it and how much I need to learn.
Yeah, absolutely. To add to that as well, you obviously, like storytelling and especially indie film, like it's all hands on deck. You're working on a lot of different things, right? You were actor in Leviticus, but there's going to be opportunities like, maybe to go behind the camera and write something, direct something. And, indie film is a collaborative process. Like I know you're focusing on acting right now, but seeing how everything's making this film you say you're making right now, like, are you like thinking about going behind the camera one day and like, directing and writing and producing? Like it's exciting to see everything come together, right?
Yeah, yeah, man, absolutely. I'd love to do that. I graduated from uni
Mhm.
last year with associate degree in screen and media, studying cinematography and sound and that sort of thing.
Mhm.
I'm definitely interested in that sort of stuff, and I think as an actor, yeah, we see actors come through, and once they've kind of got some momentum, they're able to put something forward, and there's a little bit of trust in them already. So. I'm
Mhm.
kind of hoping that's my in terms of the behind the camera work. But I'm yeah, most definitely into trying that sort of thing.
And then last question here with Leviticus. I mean, incredible reviews so far, and a lot of people, like, watching this film, seeing the trailer for this film before Obsession and Backrooms. I talked to Adrian about this as such an
Yeah.
exciting, like the most perfect timing, right? If you think about it, right? And a lot of kind of comparisons and people saying, if you like this, watch this type thing. For you, because like the reason I'm asking this is you brought it up, like actors, you do your thing, you rap, you wait, right, and everything. But like, were there any conversations with Adrian and Joe about the reception, about, the fact that horror is having a moment? Like, I'm just wondering if you ever had conversations, even if whether they were like official Zooms about the movie or just like at a film festival, were there any kind of conversations with the three of you about like what was going to happen in the reception of everything with the state of content?
I mean, I don't know. Obviously when we were making the film Obsession and Backrooms and like Weapons, none of that had even come out yet. So we didn't know what was coming at all. So I suppose at that point there weren't many conversations around it. We kind of like, oh, this thing's going to happen. It's going to come out. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, definitely. Kind of as we approached release, and like you mentioned, our trailer playing before a lot of Obsession screenings definitely helped us like get the word out there. But yeah, we're just so grateful for the timing and so proud to see independent film, horror films doing so incredibly well. We're just like we're so honored to be a part of that. Like and yeah, just happy to be in and around it.
Absolutely. And it is still available in theaters, so they could check that out via Neon. That is Leviticus. Stacy, so great chatting with you, man. Congratulations on everything. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me. Yeah, I
Your
appreciate it.
Instagram account is just your name if people want to keep up to date with everything, right?
Yes, yes, it is. It is my name. You can
Uh,
find me
yeah,
there.
absolutely. Well, this has been Pop Turner. YouTube.com/Pop Turner for previous episodes. So that's this is Stacy and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.